Welcome back to Studio 5. It's a daily pursuit and the motto of this very show, to live happy. But my next guest says before you can build happiness, you actually have to let go. In fact, Dr. Matt Townsend has compiled a list of the top 5 things you have to get rid of in order to feel that true, genuine happiness. So kind of a give before you gain idea.
You always got to give something up because you got to make room for the new stuff.
For the joy.
You don't believe that, do you?
For the happiness. Yes, I do.
You have to give it up. Because a lot of the junk we carry doesn't serve us.
Well, it counteracts, right? It probably equals out, cancels out.
And it sucks it out, if I can be so bold. It makes life harder for us.
Heavier.
And because something's going to start to just take the energy out of us.
Okay, well, let's dive in. Topping the list of things to give up, the long-term grudge. Why is this so harmful to our happiness? Because
the grudge just is negative energy about a past relationship. It's a rut, right? So when you're in a rut, just imagine you had a rut along a road, right? You wore down the rut. Imagine that you stay in that rut for 20 years, driving that rut every day. Windstorms, snowstorms, all those storms. That rut gets deeper and deeper and deeper until you're trapped in the rut. And the deeper you get in the rut, it just all of a sudden you get deeper and deeper in the perspective and you can't get out of the way of thinking.
So the rut is the grudge that you keep hitting over and over.
You got to let go of the grudge. So you know how you do it? You write it off.
How so?
You write the letter. Okay, this is what I tell my clients. Write a letter with all the venom, all the anger, all the frustration. Get it all in the letter.
You're pouring that negativity
to
onto
that
the
person
paper.
that hurt you.
Okay.
You're going to get all the information out. Then what you're going to do? Do I send it, Matt? They always say, do I send it?
You can't send it.
I'm like, I'm going to say this. Fold it up, seal it, sign it, put it away. You got 1 month. You got 1 month to build a better plan to let that thing go. If not, we mail it.
Really? That venomous letter.
No one would do it.
After 30 days.
They won't do it.
So you got to get rid of it.
But there's a benefit, because just writing it gets the venom out.
Sure.
And then if you then turn your attention to letting it go and doing something else, make a better plan. Go back to your values, your principles, and let's just agree that if you can't create some peace around that relationship, not that you have to go be friends, but that I no longer have to carry the venom, then I may as well just send the letter.
Okay, very good.
Makes sense?
You say sometimes people set us up for unhappiness. Like they dangle this emotional bait and we just go for it every time.
You can't take the bait. You can't take the bait. And part of it is we all know somebody that always makes us mad. And we even know how they'll do it, when they'll do it, where they'll do it. We know what they'll say.
It's so true.
You know what I mean? We know it. So if we know that, then we already know there's bait here. We already know that they're going to do it. They're going to throw the line. It's going to land like this. You're going to see it jiggling in front of you, and you don't have to take it.
What if you can't avoid the fisherman, though? Then
no, then you can't. But you can't avoid the bait. I mean, what would you call a fish that gets caught the exact same way 1,000 times?
An idiot.
Yeah, a fish. So we're humans. We're not fish. So we could actually think of it a different way. And instead of taking the bait, notice it. Oh, there's that one fisherman dude that's trying to get me. I'm not falling for it. So you got to start to figure out, think of the people that stress you out the most, make a plan for how you're going to handle it in a different way. Maybe in the middle of the dinner, because you always know you're worn out by the end of the dinner, like Thanksgiving. You're worn out, and that's when you take the bait. Maybe right in the middle of the dinner, get up, go take a breather, go psych yourself up, go read a scripture, go do whatever you do to pump yourself up, and then come back and handle more of it.
Get back in the game, but have a plan.
Plans help.
All right. Women are all too familiar with the calorie count, but you say we're consuming an unnecessary amount of emotional calories.
See, here's what I believe. I believe we actually feed off of emotion, whether it's positive or negative. So that's why some of your kids might be doing naughty things if they're not getting enough positive attention. The naughty attention's just okay with them too.
So we fill ourselves up one way or the other.
So I'm going to suggest if you feel a lot of negative emotion, you've got to find a way to turn the emotion around and find a way to be fed positively. Just understand that having negative emotion, hating somebody, not liking yourself, that emotion is something that will carry all the memories, all the energy, all the crud of your life is going to be carried in the emotions. So we need to find a way to create more positive emotions in our life. And if that's just identifying the good in your life, if that's identifying, talking to people, have people tell you what you should be grateful for. What am I missing? Find the most positive, sappy person you've ever met and ask them to please help me find some good in my life, because I have a hard time doing that.
Find your Pollyanna and link arms with her. You firmly believe that the stories we tell ourselves play a huge role in our day-to-day happiness.
Storytelling it's a huge thing. And if you keep telling the same story over and over, it's the story that creates the habit.
Like, what would be a story that would be cleaning us up?
Like, oh, you know, I am just so busy that I don't have time to exercise. I mean, I want to. Don't get me wrong. I love sweating to the oldies. Don't get me wrong. That's the story I tell. But the reality is I'm lazy. I'm lazy and I'm tired and I'm worn out. and I don't want to do it. So if I keep telling the story that I'm busy, then the busy story keeps me from ever dealing with the fact that I'm lazy.
Yes.
And if I don't go deal with the fact that I'm lazy, I won't ever change it. I might say that I am always working as much as I can because I'm trying to build something for my kids and my family. That's just a story. I work as much as I can because I can't say no. So if I always say that I'm doing it for my family, that's a lie. And the healthier story is I can't say no.
So the exercise is to call almost every story we tell ourselves into question and make sure we're being true and authentic with our own self.
And once you are, then you can actually fix it. Once I recognize that my problem isn't that I'm a hero saving my family, my problem is I can't say no, then I can start to build solutions around no.
Finally, how does fear hold us back from feeling happiness?
Fear makes us shrink, makes us avoid, it makes us withdraw. Fear also makes us pump up, amp up, and attack. Two approaches that don't tend to work. So we need to face our fears. Every one of us has fears. Last week, for example, there was an embarrassing moment between us. And it was fearful.
In case you missed it, it was a laughing fit that almost sent this show off a cliff. We couldn't even look at each other. We had both just lost it.
And see, the thing is you're always afraid that I'll do stupid stuff like that.
Well, the stupid thing last week involved pointing out a swollen belly. So yeah,
I didn't say swollen. I said that. Does this look swollen? I did say that.
Anyway.
But I wasn't pointing to your belly. But the fear could keep me from coming or could keep you from inviting.
Yes.
But here's the other thing about it. Just ask the question, so then what? So if you have the most fearful thing happen, I went on television and I had the most embarrassing moment. Well, then what? Well, then I was embarrassed. Well, then what? I about died. Well, you didn't die, and so then what happened after that? Well, we made it through.
And apparently they invited me back.
And nobody cares, and they invited me back. So once you ask the so then what, then we can allow our brains to go to the next step, and we realize it's not a big deal. And once your brain gets the idea that the so then what's, so what if your biggest fear is having cancer? Okay, so let's just say you got cancer, then what would happen? Well, then I'd freak out, and my kids maybe wouldn't have me, and okay, so then what? And then you have to kind of start answering it. And when your brain starts to answer it realistically, you will see that in every stage you'll make it. So then what? So then what?
It takes the fear out of it.
And then you have a path.
You're a good man.
You are.
Better than you were last week.
Not swollen. Not
pregnant,
swollen.
not swollen.
You're preggers.
Thank you so much. You're ready to kick off a 6-week relationship workshop.
This is our big workshop. Feeding the Starved Marriage is where the couples come. We teach them about 42 skills. You got to go to my website, matttownsend.com. And if you mention that you're a Studio 5 viewer, 10% off. Hello.
Thank you for that.
That's what we do because we love you.
We appreciate it.
And we offended you last week.
Thank you so much.